Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. So we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the game. I absolutely love this, and I figure at this time we get a bunch of new players into the game. So if you're a new player, this is for you, or if you're starting a fresh account, this is also for you. What I've done is, what Raid do, they let us have creator download links that give you up to like 4 champions that you can sort of build your account around. Then we have starter codes, and what I've done is I sort of crafted a download link with champions that kind of synergize with Michelangelo that will give you a fantastic playthrough. Now, this is going to be a slower playthrough because we're going to use the code DESERTQUEEN for Tahanarok as our code. But if you want a faster playthrough, I've just done a whole playthrough series using Thol and Foulbeard, which is perfectly viable as well, which I have a different download link as well, which I'll leave in the description. But this one, I want to focus in on this new download link and the whole process that I want to do with it, because I will be doing a playthrough with you guys if you want to. So if you're a new player, if you're someone who just wants to start a fresh account, this is going to be one that I think is going to be fantastic for the longer term play. And then once again, it synergizes around Mikey. I think Mikey is absolutely insane. Now, I'll do another video deep diving on him. I want to talk more about the code and the early progression because you will get him for free after 7 days. He has self-increased attack. He has single target stun, defense break with a debuff spread of every debuff and AoE, decrease attack, leech, and also a taunt and a passive to avoid damage. Dude is insane. I'm loving this guy and I'm looking forward to grinding his account, getting him at 7 days and him being my carry. But let's go through the rest of what we get in this download link. Now, what you're going to get in this download link is you're going to start with Vergis at the start of your game. Then at level 10, you're going to get Annex. Then at level 20, you'll get Tagor. And then once you go ahead and get your account all the way up to level 40, you will get the man himself, Deacon Armstrong. If you've watched any of my other playthrough series, this guy is amazing when you get to level 40 and pick this guy up. So those are the champions that we're going to get. Now, I want to go through what the strategy is with this one and why we picked these champions. So Vergis, the thing with Vergis, the reason he's the first champion you pick up is because him plus Tahanarok is like it's just easy mode through the early campaign. It's slow runs, but it's super, super safe. And so he comes first, and he also has an epic skill book. When you get him in the mail, he comes with an epic skill book. So if you want to maybe reroll and, do the tutorial, get to level 6 to unlock the tavern, put the skill book into him, and if you get like his basic attack, maybe you can reroll away. I got all basic attacks first, which sucked, but I had a really good starting gear set of lifesteal gear with like speed boots and, some crit rate and speed and stuff like that. I think the other pieces are on Tahanarok. But I had a good account, so I didn't do that. But you can do that as well, and that's why he comes first. These two are absolutely amazing. Now, let's go through what he actually does. He has a single target, continuous heal, speed, and reflect damage. Now, he has to have an ally to put this on. He won't put it on himself, unfortunately. But then he also puts ally protect on all allies and defense buff on himself. It's a massive, massive skill for keeping your team alive. When we look to Demon Lord, he can also solo a ton of bosses because of this ability here, which when he takes 10% damage, he gets a 10% shield. Then when he drops below 50%, he gets a 2-turn continuous heal, and that is on a 1-turn cooldown when you skill it up. It's really nice. This shielding effect plus continuous heal is what makes him able to solo content. His basic attack is basically nothing. It is based on defense, so he can do some tiny little bit of damage, but when he's tanky, but it's not too much. It's all about this passive for his solo capabilities, and it's all about this for his teamwork capabilities. Then the next one that we have is Desert Queen. So let's talk about this. So when you start your account, you do the download link, you'll get Vergis in the mail, you go over to the redeem code. Over here, the promo code, you can see mine is still on cooldown, and you enter in Desert Queen. Once you do that, you get Tahanarok. She is a Void Legendary. She is absolutely amazing, but she is not a DPS, and that's why the run through on this account is going to be a little bit slow. What does she do? She has a basic attack with a decreased speed, but on top of that, it gives herself a continuous heal and an ally continuous heal. It's so much in this. Then we have skill 2, which is an attack decrease and a block buffs single target, but then it will spread 2 random debuffs. If she's the first one to attack, it will spread these 2 on all the enemies. Really nice. We have an increased defense and an increased speed on a 3-turn cooldown when you max it out for all allies. Another fantastic ability. Then when you get it to 3-star ascended, removes 1 debuff from all allies at the start of each turn, removes 2 debuffs if they're under continuous healing. So she's got sustain, she's got cleansing, she's got buffing, she's got debuffing, she's got an absolute insane kit, and then she's also got an accuracy leader skill, which in the early game, it's kind of hard to get accuracy before you have banners on your characters and stuff like that. So getting this accuracy lead is actually huge in a lot of areas in the game. Now, the next one we're going to go through is Annex. Now, the reason we have Annex in this one, the last time I did a code for Desert Queen, I had a Lenaril who is a legendary, and the feedback that I got was people like, I feel like I'm not using a Lenaril, she's not strong enough in Demon Lord and stuff like that, and the Lenaril was there to be able to put a burn on in Spider and then spread it, but there's other single target rare burners you can get for that. So what we went with Annex. Now, often, like in the past, you may have seen me use Feign in accounts, but Feign is so great because Feign has an attack break, then poisons, defense break, and weaken. But we don't really need attack break because Mikey has attack break and then also Tahanarok has attack break. So we've taken the Annex because he has more damage capabilities than Feign does. He's got defense break on the basic. He's got double 3-turn poisons on a 3-turn cooldown with his skill 2. And then he's got a weaken on his skill 3. Now his passive means he can get a defense buff and an attack buff. The grant extra turn doesn't happen too often. Unkillable teams don't like this, but no one new is going to be doing unkillable teams. So you don't have to stress about that. So he's just got a real nice bit of damage and damage amplification for your bossing needs. That's why we chose Annex, and plus the dude looks so damn sick. I love this guy's design. Then we have Tagor. Tagor is here just because he's got a 3-turn cooldown when maxed out. Like team-wide heal and speed buff. He's got a revive with a shield. He's got damage mitigation. He's got defense buff. This guy can just carry your account. Now, he's not going to be a main focus because we've got 2 other great supports on this account, but he is one that I have trouble not putting in a download link because he is just so strong in anywhere like Doom Tower. The revive is just so vital in a lot of areas as well. So that's why we put him in here. He's just an absolute beast of a unit. And then the final one that we're going to go ahead and get is one of the other ones that I consider to be just a no-brainer on a download link, and that's Deacon Armstrong. He gauge boosts on a 3-turn cooldown and grants himself an extra turn. Then he has an AoE death break on a 3-turn cooldown, and then he has leech on the basic. Now, Mikey has the death break. Mikey has the leech. And so Mikey kind of replaces him in what I'm planning to do for Demon Lord, but this guy is still here for PvP and just general tower and stuff like that because he's got speed as well. He's got boosting, he's got death break. If anyone, you guys know, like arena, speed lead plus boosting plus death break, this dude is just absolutely cracked. So him and Tagor are 2 no-brainers for me to put into every download link. And then the other 2 I normally customize depending on what champions we're building around, which in this case, it's Tahanarok and it is Mikey. So that is the download link. That is the code that you want to use as well. Now, if you are a new player, I didn't actually realize this, but if you do 10 sacred shards, you get Donatello. This is only for new players because they can't do the fusion. So if you are a new player and you don't mind spending, you can do this. Now, feasibly in 7 days, you can probably get 4 sacreds as free to play. So you're going to have to buy 6 sacreds. I'm free to play, so I'm not even considering this. I don't even care about this. But if you are someone who's happy to spend a little bit and you want Donatello, who synergizes super damn well with Mikey, and he's just an insane support, well, you can go ahead and you can pick up him as well for 10 sacreds. Once again, for new players, you can get 2 from campaign, you can get 1 from Arbiter missions, and then you can probably get 1 from challenges if you push them enough. So you can probably get about 4. So you'd have to buy 6. So that's just an open option for you guys if you want to. I didn't realize it was there. I thought it was for everyone, but this is only for new accounts that can get this. So keep that in mind. So that is that one. Now, what is the goal of the account? So this one, the carry unit is going to be Tahanarok. Now, I did 4-star Elhain, and now that we have free gear removal, it makes it so easy to swap around. But my early game was to 4-star Elhain, and then you've got some of the early challenges, part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where you've got to like clear, chapter 1 of normal, like tons of times. And I just used Elhain for that because she was AoE, and it just makes it a lot quicker. But I'm not going to 6-star her. I'm not even going to 5-star her. That is where she is going to stay. That's my Elhain done. That was her purpose. Now, my farming unit is Tahanarok. And basically what I've done on this account is I've basically pushed through my Arbiter missions, which is something you always want to focus on, whilst also doing some of my challenges. We're still on day 1 of this account. And then I went ahead and pushed campaign. So you can see here we're on Brute. You can't see because my head's in the way. We're in Brutal. So we're in Brutal campaign and we are almost towards the end of it. I basically pushed to get 180 stars, which got me 3 legendary skill books. And then I stopped, went back to my Arbiter missions, and then I will come back to the campaign and push that later on. But that is what you kind of want to do. Now, the campaign push is basically always going to be done with Tahanarok and Vergis. These 2 are the easiest campaign push you will ever do. They are just so tanky. But the one thing is it's slow. You're looking at like 1.5 minute runs per stage, as opposed to if you had like a big nuker being like 30 seconds. But like they're so safe, you can just put it on auto and away you go. Basically, you want to have them both decently fast. Ideally, some crit rate if you can. I got crit damage gloves with 17% crit rate, so I've got them on. But I never crit because I'm only like, well, I crit half the time because I'm about 50%. But yeah, I'd rather have crit rate on the gloves, defense percent on the chest, but I got defense flat. You know, it is what it is. And so you just want them to be fast. And if you can, get some crit, but then also be decently tanky. And that's pretty much all you need for these guys, and then they will carry you through the campaign. Annex is in here once you get in towards bossing. And then Tagor is another one that I will build up as well because he's just so good for all the general dungeons and everything in the early game. So he is fantastic too. And that's pretty much all you do. You just push through. It is going to be slower than having a big AoE DPS, but this is going to pay dividends in the long run because Tahanrak is just such a strong champion. And then once again, once we get Mikey, so after 7 days of play, when we get the Mikey, that is when you can change it up and he can be your farming unit. And even though he doesn't have the greatest farming kit, it's still not going to be too bad. Probably like 20 to 30 second farming runs, because the great thing about him is he doesn't need lifesteal either because he has his passive with shields. So once you eventually get that Mikey, you can have him. So wave 1, you make him use skill 3. Wave 2, you turn off skill 3. So he's going to go boom, 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 boom. And then you go into wave 3 and then he's going to use his skill 3 and nuke the whole wave. So even though he's not like a 8-second farmer, he will be like a 20 to 30-second farmer for you with some decent gear, and he doesn't require the lifesteal. So that's why I think Mikey is going to be a great addition to this one. Also going to be great for clan boss. I'll do updates on clan boss teams and stuff like that in the future as I play along with this account. But that is what I wanted to go through. Sorry for all the yap, but I always like to not just say, hey, use my link in the description. I want to like craft these links to give the best start possible and then play through them myself and test it. Every link I've done so far, I feel like has tested pretty well, and I do like playing through all of them. So that is what this one is. If you have any questions, join the Discord. There's a bunch of us doing it, so you can join in with us as well. But that is the link. Once again, use the Desert Queen code. If you want to do the other one with the Thol and Failbeard, that is a progression that I'm on about 30 days on it at the moment, and it is absolutely demolishing 2-keying Nightmare Clan Boss, getting towards doing Ultra Nightmare already. But yeah, this is one I'm really looking forward to. I'm grinding this one hard. But that is going to be it for this one, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.